All right, Taurus, let's go ahead and get into this mid-December energy reading for you. Please take what resonates and leave the rest out. And we're going to go ahead and just jump right in, see what Spirit wants to share with you. So Taurus, Eight of Cups is the main energy for you. And what's blocking you here is the Two of Swords. So this is clearly indicates that this is a crossroads, right? Two of Swords is a block about not knowing what direction to take. But this situation indicates that you do need to walk away from a particular situation. Eight of Cups represents an environment or a situation in your life that is emotionally not serving you anymore. This is where you get to a point that you realize that, certain things don't fulfill you and you are willing to go and search for better out there for you, right? In the energy of the past, I see a very hardworking person, someone extremely dedicated to making something work, right? This shows a level of discipline that requires a lot of grit, and it represents who you are, Taurus, because you are the bull of the zodiac. Tauruses are very hardworking. And I see someone really trying to figure out a solution to a situation that just feels like needed a lot of discipline and grit, right? And in the near future, look at this reward. So when you decide to stand your ground, know your value, know your worth, this is the second time in December that there's a lot of abundance showing up for you. Nine of Pentacles shows a success. It shows it can be monetary gain. It can symbolize that you're going to receive, money in whatever way. It could be from your investments. It could be from your job. It could be like a bonus, whatever it is. But this is a very independent, very successful energy. And it just shows that your hard work has paid off. Okay. And we have here the Ten of Cups, and the Ten of Cups is actually showing up in reverse, which is really interesting. This is where we're talking about your emotional state of mind, right? And there is a high emotional energy here because we do have a lot of cups. You have two cards that are cups, which is your emotions, your internal world. And then you have two cups that are earth, which is, your stability, your foundation, your finances, your, abundance, so to speak, in like your monetary things, right? The things that are in front of you. And then the element of air, which shows the mental energy, is showing up as your block, right? So this can symbolize that, again, there's a decision, a crossroads that doesn't really feel too clear for you. And it could feel slightly, I guess you can say, unsettling on what direction to take. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of, we're going to go ahead and clarify, not get rid of, but we're going to go ahead and get clarification on this Two of Swords. Let's get clarification. So we have here the Sun. Okay. That's a beautiful indicator. Oh, Magician showing up here. Interesting. And now we're going to have the Judgment. Okay. So we have three major arcanas clarifying your blockage, which means that this is a really big deal for you, Taurus. The Sun indicates that Spirit wants you to be true to you, right? This is where you reach to your authentic self, right? Who is Taurus? Who am I? What do I desire? Outside of, the things that maybe other people might expect from me or the way that I have shown up for others. Who am I? The Sun. Who do I want to be when I walk into a room? What does that look like for me? That's what Spirit really wants you to focus on. I feel like Taurus needs to be a little bit selfish during this time. And you got to focus on what is your personal desire? What is that you want your life to look like, right? And it shows here the Magician kind of blocking that energy, right? So this is where the self-doubt comes in, where maybe you feel like you can't bring in certain things in your life. But Spirit is saying you have the skill set, you have the abilities. You need to trust in your own hustle. You got to trust in your own capabilities, right? And then the Judgment is showing up here saying you, at the end of the day, are your own block. Nobody can stop a Taurus from achieving whatever they want to achieve except themselves. So this stallment, this procrastination that maybe some of you guys are feeling can be your worst enemy. And Spirit is really urging you to see that at the end of the day, the light that comes from within you, who you are authentically, who you feel, or what you feel is going to feed your soul, what you feel is going to be the easiest, I guess you could say, thing that you can sustain long term, right? And that is the key. What can you sustain long term? This is not about instant gratification. So it's really important for you to ask yourself, that is the judgment call, that is the wake up call. What can I sustain long term that does not drain me? Okay, because then if you don't think about it like that, you're going to go right back to this 8 of Cups, which is this energy of needing to walk away from something that is not serving you anymore. Okay, so that's the message with the block. I'm going to go ahead and get into this 8 of Cups a little bit. That's a big message for you, Taurus, to be honest. Okay, so 8 of Pentacles, a burden that you need to drop. I'm sorry, 8 of Cups, a burden that you need to drop right there. And then you have the King of Cups, which shows this emotional maturity from your part. You recognizing, okay, well, guess what? I'm the only one that can put these wands down. I'm the only one that can start saying no to certain things that make me feel like I have a burden on my shoulders. And it just shows this really strong maturity from you, and also this way of communication that you're able to say, listen, I can't do this anymore, but you're not coming across in a very rude or condescending way. Okay. And then you have here the 3 of Cups. This shows celebration. I feel like some of you guys might be surprised when you start saying no. You might be surprised how many people are going to appreciate you being honest with yourself. I feel like instead of having like a 5 of Wands there, which would be conflict, arguments, or anything like that, it feels like when you stand on ground, people are actually going to respect you and they're going to celebrate you, because Taurus, you are truly appreciated. Okay. With the 9 of Pentacles, give me some on this 9 of Pentacles in the near future. Thank you, Spirit of the highest light. Let me know if this resonates with you so far, Taurus. And like I said, please take whatever does resonate with you. Okay, so we have 3 of Wands. This is, I just heard, heading in the right direction, expansion, getting out of this stallment with the 2 of Swords. This is where you make the decision to take the journey, where you see the opportunities coming in. This is Jupiterian energy. This is about expansion, okay? And then you have here 9 of Wands, okay? And there is this energy of, you know, you are essentially the wounded warrior. What does that mean? It means that you have endured so much in your life and you have been successful. It has taken a lot of work and a lot of grit, because I see that with the 8 of Pentacles, but you have been successful, and Spirit is saying just push to the final line, because there is a reward at the end of the line. Okay. Now 10 of Cups, and that is showing up in reverse, which is the most interesting thing, right? Such a positive reading. And now we have this 10 of Cups in reverse, which shows a lack of emotional harmony. Okay, so can you tell me what this is about? We have here the King of Cups as well. I feel like that is a way of that saying that you will be able to navigate this with grace. We have here King of Pentacles. That's you, Taurus. King of Pentacles. And we have the Fool. Interesting. So what this is saying is, I'm getting a few messages with this, Taurus, actually. The King of Pentacles is a person that's set in their ways. And that is not a negative thing, because obviously they have built an empire based on their habits, their behavior, the way that they present themselves, right? And that is you, Taurus. The earth element is one of the most difficult elements to work with, because it requires patience and grit, right? But then the Fool, there's this energy of ridding yourself of all of these pre-motion, predetermined thoughts because of your own experiences. Spirit wants you to be more open, more fluid, more receptive, more limitless. And that's why the Magician is showing there also as a block, clarifying your block, your 2 of Swords blockage, and that stallment, right? Spirit wants you to be open to new creative ideas, open to new ways of doing things. And also Spirit wants you to trust in your capability of being able to apply your skills to these things, because you will be able to move above this, move whatever you have of a blockage. Okay. Give me one last card to close out the reading for my beautiful Taurus. Thank you, Spirit of the highest light. Thank you, Taurus, for making it this far. If you have, go ahead and drop me a like if you want to. All right, so we have here the moon. Look at that. And the moon can show, I also feel like with the moon, this is kind of like an energy of dealing with your shadow, but also dealing with your intuition. What does that mean? It means that your shadow can sometimes make you think and feel things that are not necessarily there. This could be a very illusion-based card, right? The moon can also represent your fears, right? The things that make you feel uncertain, uncomfortable, the things that you feel like you can't touch, right? But the moon is a very beautiful energy to work with, because once you start embracing these parts of yourself that might be fear-based, that might have limiting beliefs, this is where you really work together and you can essentially actually clear out parts of your shadow and work with that shadow to your advantage, right? So not allowing your fears to restrict you, but allowing your fears to get to know you more. Okay, so this is what I have for Taurus. Please let me know if this reading resonated with you in any kind of way. If it did, drop me a comment down below with your thoughts. Please like and subscribe if you do want to support my new channel. I would appreciate you. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.